So if you are selling any kind of services on freelance marketplaces, you need to be sending this simple message to all of the new orders that come in. This is going to take me about 7 minutes to explain, so if you don't have time right now, make sure to save this video for later. That said, make sure you do watch it, because knowing what I'm about to show you right now will increase your success chances in any freelance marketplace. And that is the message you send out when a new order comes in, so the order acknowledgement message. And most people that I've talked to, and based on my experience, either don't send out this acknowledgement message, or when they do send it, they don't do it the right way. So let's jump into my computer and I'll go over what I mean exactly by this.
So then, why is it that important to acknowledge an order on a marketplace? First of all, it's because it shows that you're professional. So when someone's buying something from you, you are acknowledging their purchase, thus you're being professional with your business. Then of course, it assures the buyer. So when you buy anything, both online or offline, you're always assured by the buyer. For example, let's say you buy some shoes online. When you place an order for those shoes and you pay for them, you always receive an email saying, "Thank you so much for your order. We've already started the processing. It will be shipped soon." And then you might even receive another email when the order is shipped. And this assures the buyer. So because the buyer is giving you money, he wants to make sure that either you've started working on your order or you start processing the order. So the buyer is giving you money. And he wants to be assured that you got his money and you got everything you need to get started, either it is for a service or for a product. Then of course it builds trust. The way you acknowledge an order and the way you write the certain message, which we'll be talking about in a second, allows you to build trust with your client. And then of course this also can create an opportunity for upsells and downsells, as well as brand building. So for example, and again, we'll go over an example message in just a second, but when you acknowledge the order, you can say to the client, for example, I noticed you bought these shoes, or I noticed you bought this service. You can complement this service or these shoes you just bought with something else. So an upsell or a downsell. And of course, most people won't fall for these upsells and downsells, but some of them do, and that's a way to get some extra income in your pocket. And then of course, brand building, which we'll go over in just a second as well. Now, it's really important that you acknowledge the orders, always. You need to always acknowledge a buyer's order. And here's how to do it. So this is a sample message. This is what I usually send to my clients. You have to follow at least these 6 steps. So the first one is the no fluff. And what do I mean by this? Basically, most people won't read the things you send them unless they're actually interesting. And to make something interesting, you can't have fluff in your message. So right here, and we'll go over this in just a second, as you can see, I'm straight to the point. I don't say like, "Hello, thank you so much for your order, dear buyer. I have all I need to get started. I appreciate that you placed the order. It means a lot for me. Me and my team will get through it right away." So I don't say all of that. I'm just straight to the point. I don't have any fluff, because people get lost in the fluff and don't end up reading anything. So make sure to keep it short and without any fluff. Then the second step, of course, is acknowledging the buyer. So right here I say hi, and you can even say hi, buyer's name, comma. So hi John, thank you for placing an order. Super simple, straight to the point, no fluff at all. Then the second thing you want to do is tell them you have all you need to get started. So again, just as we talked about here, buyers like to be assured. Buyers, when they're giving you money, they like to know that you have everything you need to get started and that you started processing their order. They don't like to be left on red. So when they send you something, in this case the requirements, they want you to reply and assure them you have all you need to get started. And as I said previously, most people that I talk to either don't even send out a message like this, or send it the wrong way with a bunch of fluff and things that don't really matter. But so here's what I say to acknowledge the buyer. I've gone through the info you sent me and I have all I need to get started. Again, super simple, no fluff, just one short sentence with a smiley face at the end. You can choose to put a smiley face at the end, you can choose not to. I just do it because it makes me seem a bit more friendly. And this of course will depend on the type of brand you want to build for yourself. So if you position yourself as a more professional brand, or as a more laid-back brand, this message will vary a bit. For example, here this sign-off message, which we'll talk in just a second, as you can see, it's somewhat professional. It's not the most professional that is, but it's somewhat professional. It says Best Vasco. If I were to have and position myself as a more laid-back personal brand, I'd say something like cheers or take care. So something a bit more laid back. So this is something, again, you can play with and write according to your personal brand and how you brand yourself on the marketplace. Then we have this one right here, which is offer your time and help in case they need it. So make yourself available to the buyer. And I do this by saying, if you have any questions, let me know, I'm here to help. And this one should be a capitalized I. And this builds trust with the buyer, which is what we talked about here as well. So you want to make yourself available to the buyer in case he has any questions. So this makes the buyer feel relaxed. It makes it feel that, again, you have all you need to get started. You have acknowledged his order. And if the buyer feels he has anything he needs to worry about, he can rest assured because you are here to help him. And any questions you might have, you are here to clarify all of those. Then, as I was saying, sign out professionally. And again, this depends on how you position yourself and your personal brand. Again, if you are positioning yourself as a more professional and older gentleman, for example, or older lady, you might want to think about how you sign off, because even though this is a small word, and the really small word is just one word, it does have some impact on how people perceive you. And how people perceive you is something that's really important. In this case, I choose a professional sign-off message. It's not the most professional word out there, as I said before, but this one combined with this one makes me look a little bit laid back, but as well as professional. And that's the way I choose to brand myself. This, of course, will depend on how you want to brand yourself. Then something else you can do, and this will depend on the marketplace you're on, is having a CTA, so a call to action. And in my case, I link them out to my Facebook group. So I do SEO for a living, I do SEO on freelancing marketplaces, and I do have this Facebook group where people can join to learn a bit more about SEO, where I put on tutorials, tips, tricks, giveaways, and this is what I say here. So PS for SEO giveaways, tips and tricks, join, and I link them to the Facebook group. Again, this will depend on the marketplace you're working on. For example, I think on Fiverr, you cannot link people out of the marketplace. You can send emails, you can't do anything of that. So Fiverr doesn't really allow you to build somewhat of a brand beyond the platform. There's some marketplaces out there that do allow you to do it. So be careful because this will depend on the marketplaces you are working with. And this is tied in with the brand building. So remember, building a community or a brand will equal more sales in the future because you become an authority in your space. So say that all of your buyers end up joining the Facebook group. Now you have a place to contact them, to give them out coupons, provide videos about your niche. Say, for example, you are a web designer and the buyer places an order and he sees this link right here for your Facebook group about web design. He clicks on it and he sees that over there in your Facebook group, you have a bunch of content and tips and tricks in regards to web design. You interact with members, you talk to them, you give them out discounts, whatever it is. So you're building a brand for yourself, and this builds trust and authority in people's eyes. So for example, when you have a new service or when you want to make more sales, you can promote your things in the Facebook group. And this can be a Facebook group, it can be an email list, can be an Instagram page, a YouTube account. So whatever it is that you're trying to build your brand on, you can link it out here. So the goal of this is to build a brand and a community around yourself. Again, make sure to not do this in a marketplace that doesn't allow you to, because some marketplaces don't allow you to do it. And we'll have a video on the delivery message because this is the order acknowledgement message. We'll have a video on the delivery message, but what you want to do is you want to include this little snapshot, this little CTA on both the acknowledgement message and the delivery message as well. And this way you get 2 chances for the buyer to join your community. But more on that later on. Now, to finish off, I just want to talk about the upsells and downsells. This is an extra, okay, which I don't include here in the message because I think, in my opinion, I've tried it in the past, and what I ended up doing is I only do upsells and downsells in the delivery message. So I keep the order acknowledgement message simple, but in the delivery message, when I deliver the order, I say something, for example, along the lines of, I see you bought this service, you might want to buy this one as a complimentary service for the one you just bought. You can even use the coupon code ABC. But again, we'll go over the delivery message in a later video. That said, you can include upsells and downsells in this message. So for example, you could do something like this. Here, you could say, I'm running a special campaign on my latest web design service. You can find it here. And then you link out to that service. So something, no fluff, really simple, super organic. Don't be selling too much because people don't like to be sold to. So something like this, again, you can come up with different ideas on how you'd write this. but that's how you'd include some sort of upsell, downsell on a order acknowledgement message. So what you're doing here with all of this, with the acknowledging the buyer, telling them that you have all you need to get started, telling them that if they need help, they can talk with you, linking out to other services, linking out to your Facebook group, is that you are using all of these touch points. So all of these ones are unique touch points, and you're using them to build slowly up your brand and buyer's trust in you. So all of these count towards building up your brand and a buyer's trust in you. So you want to make sure you have a properly written acknowledgement, order acknowledgement message. Something else just to finish up is that most people, and this is a reality, won't reply to this message you just sent, but most people will see it and value it. That's just the truth. However, for the ones that actually take time to reply, you want to make sure to reply back. Because, like I said, most people will see this, will read through it, okay, thank you so much. They might even click the link or click this one right here, but they won't take the time to reply back. But the ones that do are the ones that you're sure that read it all and took time out their days to actually send you a reply. So you want to make sure to reply to those. Remember that. And that's it regarding order acknowledgement message. If you have any questions, you can join the Facebook group. I'll be here inside answering questions, replying to people, maybe even exclusive content. That's at facebook.com/groups/marketplace freelancer. I hope this video was valuable to you. This is something that I've been doing for years now, so acknowledging orders, and it does really help building out a brand and even selling more services and growing my Facebook group in this case, or my YouTube channel. So yeah, I hope this one was valuable. Again, any questions, join me here. I'm here all day, every day in the inside, talking to people, answering questions. So yeah, thank you again, and I'll see you when I see you.